See, you're tough. Your dream of meeting Kelly is going up in smoke. Now that's Brandy.
Well, now dinner's completely ruined.
Yes? Something you wanted to tell me before I left, or am I just out with the garbage?
Oh, who cares about public opinion? You're welcome to stay here for a while if you want to.
Thank you. I didn't know if I'd have the courage to walk out the door anyway, because there was something I couldn't... No, something I didn't want to tell you.
Uh-oh, another well-kept Lily Light secret?
Yes, but this time it's different. I won't use it against anyone. I didn't want to tell you before because I knew you'd think it was a ploy to make you let me stay here, but maybe now I can tell you.
Well, I think you'd better. I don't like being kept in the dark by you, Miss Light. What is it?
That I've fallen in love with you, Mason.
Well, what do you know? Here's Lily, here. Ma'am, what, celebration?
Hiya, Keith.
Hi. What are you celebrating something?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
Alone?
Yes, alone. And I'd ask you to join me, but I happen to be celebrating the fact that I'm no longer working for you. Cheers.
Well, I wouldn't join Mason and all the people that are gloating over my supposed downfall. This old dog has a few tricks left in him, though.
Is disappearing one of them by any chance?
You know, I wasn't kidding when I asked you to join in with me in private practice, and I wasn't kidding about the big bucks that are going to be rolling in when I saw my first client, C.C. Capital.
Will you wake up? Besides me, you're the last person on earth that C.C. would want to have work for him.
Well, you know, normally that'd be true, but these aren't normal times, and this isn't just any old day, dear.
Seems like any old day to me.
No, this is the day that C.C. Capital finds that most of his future is not in his own hands.
Too bad. Boy, that's gonna be fun to watch.
Look at you've done this.
Oh, come on, Cece. Give me a little credit for having something in reserve. Haven't you figured it out yet? I have the original tape in someplace that's safe and fireproof and moisture-proof. I'll bring it out as soon as the climate's a little more conducive to long shelf life.
Bring it out now.
And as soon as you can decide how grateful you'll become for the evidence that will clear Kelly of all wrongdoing.
Damn well you hurt, dear. Don't you get what you want?
The only person I'm interested in hurting is you, Cece. We have so many scores to settle, I don't know where to begin.
You deserve everything you got, time and time again, but I never hurt anybody who was innocent like you're doing now.
Oh, no? What about Brandon? You've hurt him by keeping him from me, and he's the most innocent of us all.
I had nothing but his best interest at heart, and you know it.
The only best interests you know are your own.
All right, Gina, I'm not going to argue with you. I offered you a check. What's your price?
God, I like it when we get down to business.
Talk! Tell me what you want so I can leave and not look at your face.
Well, that's going to be rather awkward, Cece, because my face is part of the price.
What are you talking about?
There's really only one thing I want. One small favor that you can do for me. Take this hand in there. After that, you can have anything you want.
Marry you? Marry you? You're idiotic.
They laughed at Christopher Columbus at first, too.
You're just trying up the ante. Why don't you tell me what you really want, huh?
Why don't you stop playing deaf, Cece? I've already told you what I want, and I intend to have it. So why don't you march yourself on home and tell Sophia the news? Her wedding is off, and mine is on. And you better make it fast, because my lawyer and I are going to drop by a little later. We're going to hammer out the details of the prenuptial agreement you're going to sign. And I want to go over the finer points in my new home environment.
I don't believe this. I always thought you were missing a couple of cards, but you're flat out insane.
Well, I guess it's going to be a stormy relationship.
Well, I've been bargaining, Gina. I've been a reasonable man. You don't give me that tape, I go to the police, tell me you're withholding evidence.
No, you won't. You can't do that. I'm not crazy, Cece, but I am in the driver's seat. So why don't you just get used to being driven wherever it is I want to go? You see, if you walk down that aisle with Sophia tomorrow, I'll get my original copy of the tape and I'll burn it. And then you can spend your wedding night explaining to Kelly how she'll never declare to this murder. That ought to cast a heck of a shadow over your wedding bed.
Even you couldn't do something that evil.
Try me. Killing me won't clear Kelly! I do actually think you meant to strangle me, Cece.
Nothing in my life would give me greater pleasure.
You're lucky I'm not going to punish you for that. That I'm a very, very forgiving woman. Now, why don't you get out of here and go home and tell Sophia before I tell her myself? Only just tell Sophia. Nobody else.
I'd kill myself before I'd marry you.
Oh, no. You're not going to do any dying. No, not until after you put that ring on my finger and I become the present Mrs. Capwell. And then you can do anything you want. You can kill over dead for all I care, and you'll make me a very merry.
What kind of hold do you have on Cece to get him to take you on as corporate counsel?
All I can tell you is you're going to be sorry for the rest of your life if you pass this up.
Oh, I think I can live with the everlasting regret. I've done a good job so far.
Oh, it really says so. You know, you're one sad broad. Bitter, bored, boring.
Then why are you so determined to take me on as your partner? Have you noticed that I have a strong dislike for you? You might even say it's contempt.
You think I'm a loser?
And a weasel and the scum of the earth. But don't get me started.
Takes one to know one, darling. You know something? We'd make a great team, sort of like the Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Sylvester and Tweety.
Wait. Hey, I got one of these a few months ago.
Give that back to me.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Wainwright. There's no greater gift to yourself or your loved ones than the peace of mind that comes with life insurance. Do you have any loved ones? Who are they?
It's Miss Wainwright, and nobody that you know.
Huh. I'm sure nobody you know either. So what, this is this celebration? That's what it's all about? Birthday? Happy birthday, darling.
Not only are you nosy, but you're extremely insensitive, and you're also wrong. I happen to be meeting someone tonight.
A mister or a myth?
Get lost, Keith. I'm not going to be your partner, and I'm certainly not going to be your dartboard.
Well, suit yourself. You can fly solo, but I think you're going to find it harder as you go along. You know, statistics show that women of your age really have a hard time finding a partner of any kind.
Mr. Timmons, call for you.
Thank you.
Hello?
Well, you're easy to find. No wonder you don't get any work done.
At the moment, I don't have any work to do, remember?
Well, you're supposed to be working for me.
What's the rush? You haven't popped the question yet.
The 0 hour has arrived.
Wait, whoa, hold it. Wait a second. I haven't a chance to draw up these contracts. I haven't even started.
Well, that doesn't matter. Actually, I'm having someone else handle the negotiation. I just want you to stand by and, well, give a little advice. So why don't you meet me over at the Capwell estate in, say, an hour? Meet me in the gazebo. And make sure nobody sees you. That's vital.
But I was going to handle the negotiation.
Oh, Mr. Hirsch, hi. I'm Julia Wainwright.
Well, I'm sorry I'm late. I have good news for you. Tell your brother-in-law that the state's exercise of eminent domain does allow excavation on the Capwell estate. Anywhere. Within reason, of course. The Spanish section of the land grant specifically preempts all other claims and jurisdictions.
Oh, you better stress the within reason part. It's not Lionel's strong suit.
You're gonna show your hot date your birthday suit, huh? Bless you.
Track is the way we... Hello. Yes, hello, Mrs. Wilson. Yes, I did give her the message. In fact, she's here right now. If you hold on, I'll let you speak to her. Jen, your mother's just arrived at the airport. She needs directions how to get here.
I told you, I am not going to talk to her.
She's on her way. She's gonna be... Mrs. Wilson, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Jane seems to have wandered off someplace. Well, you just come straight down 101, past Montecito and the San Isidro exit. Yeah. That's right. You turn off and you go up the hill into East Valley. Oh, you have the road address. Okay. All right, I'll see you when you get here. Yes, I'll be looking forward to it, too. Goodbye.
You got yourself into this. I asked you not to tell her.
You asked me to lie for you. Once is my limit, even to mother.
Fine, then you handle it.
Jane, wait.
Lionel, I am a grown woman, and I will handle my relationships any way I see fit.
Oh,
Sit down. I want you to, brace yourself. Our prayers have been answered about Kelly.
What happened?
I've seen proof that she killed Dylan in self-defense.
There's proof?
Yes.
You've seen it? There's proof.
Yes. It was a videotape. It was taken that night in the hotel suite.
Cece.
It was some kind of a police surveillance that was going on.
The police know?
Yes.
They have it? Oh, darling.
Now, listen, Sophia.
Darling, I'm going to go down to the boathouse right now and tell Kelly
No.
all about it. And you know what? I don't care who's
Sweetheart,
following.
you can't do that. You can't tell Kelly. You can't tell anyone else. Not yet.
Baby, I can't wait. This is a miracle.
Listen to me. The police don't have it.
But I thought...
Tina has it. Yes. She showed it to me tonight. I don't think anybody else knows it exists.
How did she get it?
I don't really know that. But she's not going to give it to us unless we meet some demands of hers.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Well, that's what I would have predicted. That's why she's been acting the way she's been acting, like some sort of a... All right. What are the demands?
Well, they're foolish. I'm sure I can talk her out of it right
Cece,
now.
what are the demands?
She wants us to call off our wedding.
I would have expected that. What does she think she can gain from that?
She wants me to marry her instead.
You asked me, and I told you.
No, you mean you set me up and then you sprung it on me.
Mason, it's not an insult when someone tells you that they love you.
No, I'm not insulted, Lily, but frankly, I'm not ready for an emotional relationship right now. I don't know if I ever will be.
Mason, you can't block yourself off like that and just keep your feelings safe from harm. You've got to take chances. And isn't there less of a chance when someone has admitted that she loves you?
Lily, I'm flattered that you feel this way about me, but I can't help but remember what happened to our relationship when it went from friendship into something else. That's a mistake I don't want to repeat or build on.
All right, then, Mr. District Attorney. What do you advise? That I take a cold shower? Maybe slip into some new feelings? How about stop loving you? I mean, you can put a control on things like that, but maybe I should just move out for my own sanity. But I'll be damned if I'm going to let you drive me away.
Lily.
Hello, Mason. Are you alone?
More or less.
Good. Well, I finally got Cece right where I want her. Yes, he's going to have to dump Sophia and marry me. I just hope he is willing to admit it in time to work out this marriage contract. That's why you've got to make him realize that he's backed into a corner he can't get out of.
Will you just slow down, Gina? I'm not going to lift a finger to help you until you tell me how you've managed to run him to ground this way.
Well, you remember the night that Dylan Hartley died and Kelly was with him?
Of course I do.
And you know how I have a knack for being in the wrong place at the right time.
Maybe someday you'll realize that families can be the most important thing in life. They're irreplaceable, that's for sure.
I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that I had to learn that the hard way, and I'm just trying to make it easier on you.
I'll never understand her.
Oh, your mother?
No, Augusta. I'll never understand how she could have left you.
Well, there you are. I came around the side. I thought you might be reading your Bones bedtime story.
Hi, Julia.
Listen, I've got good news for you. I talked to my Sacramento contact, and he made a special trip up here. He says that Cece has no legal recourse, that the state will exercise eminent domain, which allows you to dig on Cece's property within reason, Lionel.
Whoa!
Now,
That's wonderful.
I stress within reason, because there'll be inspectors there, permits, etc.
Oh, when do we start?
Well, I think we should go over there right now, shouldn't we? Pay our little folks a visit there. I guess we better arm ourselves, though, with some picks and shovels and a little chalk and this, that, and the other. Come on.
Get my purse.
Wait, I'm coming.
Oh, no, Jane, you're staying right here. You are expecting a guest.
Is that it? Hello?
How are you? How's Alexander?
Well, I don't know how he is. You know how that goes. Well, you certainly look gorgeous. Honey, what'd you do with your hair?
Nothing. Same.
Is it? Well, it's been such a long time. Now, I know something's different. Are you taller?
Mother, I am long past puberty.
Thank heaven for that. Oh, I missed you. Did you get my letter? That post office must have gone and lost all of yours. What about Alice? Is she here?
Alice? No, she's out. Why?
Well, I called once when you were out, and Mr. Lockridge said that she's much improved since she got out of that place.
It was a mental hospital, Mother, and yes, she's much better. Why would you care about anything like that? I mean, after all, she was just your maid's daughter.
It was just curiosity. And good manners. You're certainly making it hard for us to get together, aren't you?
Is that when I get one? Oh, man.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's great, just like the rest of them.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Wait a minute. Just tell me what you think, okay? Just don't listen to me.
Why not? Are you talking to your hat like Pearl said?
No, I'm talking about you, your future. Now, I happen to think you have all the makings of a professional model, and that is my opinion. Now, you tell me your opinion.
Well, I don't have my resume, and I hadn't hit my headshot.
Your what? No, that's resume and headshot. And what do you hear about that?
Well, from that book that you gave me. It says that modeling is fun and easy, and then on page 62, it says that modeling is hard work and often discouraging. I mean, if they can't make up their mind, then how am I supposed
I thought about that. You know what I'm going to do? Now, I hope you don't mind, but I've talked about you to a friend of mine, Janice Harrison. Now, she is a model, and she's seen your pictures. She's going to come over here and see you and talk to you about it.
Oh, good. What does she like to eat?
No, Alice, you don't have to cook anything for anybody. But I thought it would be a good idea if you got an inside look about what the business is all about.
Is she nice?
She's very nice.
Does she have a boyfriend?
Lots, probably.
Do all models have lots of boyfriends?
Not necessarily. Why? How many do you want?
Well, I don't know. I guess a few. Well, 3 at the most. You see, I have my programs on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, and sometimes Lionel and Pearl take me out places, and, then I need 1 day a week so that I can read all of Lionel's books. Well, that's the ones in English, and that really only leaves me with 3 days unless Paul calls. Yeah.
Not enough time, Alice. You can leave a lot of broken hearts behind. And what about me, huh?
You're not my boyfriend. Are you?
No, I'm just a good friend.
Oh, I knew that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Listen, I told her to stop by tonight. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Gina, you had no right to withhold that tape. Kelly's never done anything to hurt you.
Oh, don't let's get into who's done what to hurt me, all right? Now you've registered your brotherly love. Let's get down to business. You can't tell me you're not tickled pink by the predicament Cece's in.
You know, you don't need a lawyer, Gina. You need a class in basic logic. Your story is full of holes.
Name one.
Well, for one thing, has it occurred to you that a marriage to my father won't do you any good at all if he can divorce you the next day?
Had you forgotten your father's always had a certain yen for me?
God, the power of wishful thinking.
And that's why I want you to help me figure out a written contract to clear up these little minor details. I'll say that Cece has to be married to me for what? I don't know, 5 years.
You won't live to see your second Christmas. I'll give you 6 months at most. At the end of that period, you'll get 50% of whatever my father's earned during that time. The divorce laws will support you in that.
6 months? That's all?
If you're lucky.
Well, all right. I can make Cece fall in love with me again in 6 months. Set it up that way. It'll be fine. Oh, look, I've got to run, but why don't you meet me over at the Capwell estate in, say, half hour? Don't be late.
Gina, who said that I was going to help you? Gina?
What do you think you're doing helping that fish a tag?
For your information, I'm helping my sister Kelly, not Gina.
Then why don't you find that tape? If you had that, you could stop Gina from winning and from ruining your father's life. Or is that what you're secretly hoping will happen?
Item 32. I'm to have full and complete use of a joint checking account to be opened by Cece no later than 1 day after the wedding. Is this new? I really like it.
Put it down. It's valuable.
Watch out, Cece, or I'll make it part of the terms. Now, where was I?
We were up to item 33, and I'm getting rider's cramp.
That's all right. We'll be finished soon. Item 33. I do believe I should be entitled to a certain percentage of Cece's income. How much should we ask for?
No matter how much you ask for, you'll get 50%. The law is very specific on that.
All right, 50%. We do want to be law-abiding.
The hell you'll get 50%.
It's only 50% of what you earn during the term of the marriage, Dad.
Equal partners. That sounds fair to me.
I'll declare bankruptcy first.
As if you could. Now, we really are getting sidetracked here. Let's get serious and settle all these details. That way we can all sleep in peace tonight. Oh, whatever else it is you want to sleep in.
This is the most repulsive thing I have ever witnessed. I will not keep quiet.
Oh, I almost forgot. Item 34. Now, as soon as Cece and I are married, Miss Sophia Armonte must vacate the property.
Really? You'll have to carry me out.
Oh, come on, Sophia. You think I'm going to let you live here after Cece and I are married? I'm not that bizarre.
Darling, we're only here to hear Gina's demands. It doesn't mean we're going to give in to them. This is just an equitable agreement. Negotiation, isn't it?
I say you will give in to them. Do you think this is some kind of labor and management exchange? Well, at least you're starting to take me seriously. Have you decided to marry me yet?
Never. As long as I live, never.
Well, I'm afraid you don't have much choice. You got all that down?
I've got it.
Good. Now, why don't you let me take a look at these notes in private for a little while? I just want to make sure nothing, material is left out.
You want me to go over it with you?
No. You can stay here with the other little foxes. I'll be right back.
I can't believe you're actually into this. That you're actually helping her do us in.
How long did you expect me to wait in this damp night air waiting for you, huh?
What's the matter, Keith? Were you afraid you were going to rust?
What's that? And, whom did you get to handle this? They could handle it better than a lawyer, darling.
Another lawyer. Mason's helping me.
You lost your mind, woman? I'd expect him to be objective.
I don't want him to be objective. You see, Mason hates Cece. So I'm going to use all those years of hostility and jealousy to work in my favor.
I don't know. You'd be surprised how much hostility and jealousy I'm feeling right now for you, you know?
Yeah, but yours will pass. Besides, I'm going to make up for it by giving you something very nice in the end. But right now, I need Mason. He can convince Cece that I mean business. And that's important. There's only one drawback.
Put it mildly.
Mason can't be trusted. It's unfortunate, but it's just his nature. That's why I need you to look over these provisions for me.
You know, for the life of me, I cannot figure out why I got involved in you. It's like dropping into quicksand. You know, you just get sucked down in deeper and deeper.
Keith, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you, and you know it. Now, why are you going to look over the contract or not? If I say pretty please.
What surprises me is that you're surprised. I'm thinking of Kelly. That's why I'm doing it. That's why you'll go along with it.
Oh, of course, there's no personal animosity mixed in.
Well, Sophia, I've never been one of your greatest supporters. Seeing your marriage postponed a little while is not the worst thing I can envision.
No, I imagine it's not. And now finally you have the chance to get revenge against me for what you imagined that I did to Pamela all those years ago. I'm sorry, but I am really sick of this unremitting, constant anger. It exhausts me. And I imagine it would exhaust you, too.
Would you explain to your former bride-elect that I'm not like your other children?
No, you are not, worse luck. She and I both know you're enjoying this. This whole idea of ruining our marriage amuses you.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. I realize you may feel somewhat put upon by all of this, but it has nothing to do with you or Sophia. It has to do with Kelly exclusively.
I'm sure.
Well, you can be sure, Sophia, because the statute of limitations doesn't run out on what Kelly's done for another 15 years. Now, without that tape, she could spend those 15 years in hiding. Now, aren't you willing to give up a measly 6 months in exchange for 15 years of your daughter's life? Aren't you? She is your flesh and blood.
I still can't forgive you for helping Gina, and when this is all over, I can't forgive you.
Well, this isn't a cry for mercy, Dad, but I'm not helping Gina as much as you think. I've managed to give you a much better deal than she knows, and you deserve.
This is the shoddiest work I've ever seen.
Really? Oh, I'll have to talk to Mason about that. What else did he do wrong?
Well, it's more what he hasn't done. There's no article in this contract that provides for you keeping the tape for 6 months after the marriage is over.
Well, it's a pretty big oversight, isn't it?
I would call it gigantic. I mean, he's taking the teeth out of this. You didn't get a lawyer, you got a dentist. Why don't you come to your senses and let me handle this?
Keith, I already explained that to you.
Yes, yeah, right. Yeah, I remember. Well, in all these pages, I do not once see the name Keith Timmons. I mean, the 34 articles here, it covers everything, including the monograms on your towels, but it does not once mention anything about me being counsel for Capwell Enterprises. Is this oversight or something?
Don't be silly. I think you're being too sensitive about this. You know I won't forget you.
I thought this would be mentioned, you know, from the beginning, darling.
Keith, the timing just isn't right. You have to trust me to know what I can get and what I have to compromise on. You'll get everything I've promised you, and more.
I feel like I'm being kissed by a gorgon.
Oh, you say the cutest things. Well, I've got to go, but stick around. I might need you. Hello.
Well, Miss Light. Were you eavesdropping?
Yes.
Yeah. Surprised, huh?
Surprised? Well, with the tape, I can see why Gina has the Capwells dancing to her private tunes, but it doesn't explain her hold on you, does it?
I guess we just have rapport. There's no accounting for that, is there?
I guess being out of the law makes for strange bedfellows, too.
I wouldn't comment on your personal life, darling.
You know, I was just wondering.
Yeah.
What would happen to Gina if she were to lose that tape?
If I were you, I'd stay out of this.
Now, there's some things you can't stay out of. For me, this is one of them.
I must say that I am genuinely disappointed in you, Mason.
Well, that's one thing you have in common with my father. Is it enough to base a marriage on, I wonder?
I am not an imbecile. You've left things out. You used the wrong terminology, and you failed to include 4 clauses that are standard in all prenuptial agreements. What do you need, a refresher course in family law?
And where did you suddenly pick up all this legal acumen, Gina?
Wouldn't you like to know? I've made a little addition to the Brandon Clause, as I like to refer to it. Now, I hate to prophesize doom, but if and when a divorce should occur, I'd like to retain full custody. Any arguments?
That's it. You're exploiting my daughter for your own sick purposes. It's contemptible. What kind of a monster are you?
The best kind, one that's satisfied when her demands are met.
You have just let yourself into a battle you can't imagine. You've never seen me provoke, Gina. But no matter what grievances you've had against this family in the past, it's nothing compared to the all-out, total war I'm going to wage against you from now on.
You know, you really ought to keep her on a leash, Cece. Otherwise, I might have to add a clause, preventing her from visiting Ted and Eden and... Oh, they are the only kitties left in the nest, aren't they?
You know something? She's right. In the long run, it's going to cost you a lot more than it'll cost me.
Alice, what are you doing?
I don't know how to do it. Only Jane knows how to do it.
Listen, you don't have to doll yourself up for Janice. She's already seen you.
Those were the pictures. This is me.
She is not a critic. She is a friend.
Where are those pictures that you took of her for that magazine? Can I see those?
No, that it wouldn't be the best example.
Why? Does she not look good? I don't care.
Well, she was in the All Together. The buff. No clothes.
Oh. Well, how does her hair look?
Just like that. Janice!
Hi.
Oh, you're a sight for sore eyes.
It's been too
You look
long.
great. Come here, I want you to meet a friend of mine. Janice, this is Alice. Alice, this is Janice Harrison.
It's nice to meet you, Alice. Nick has told me a lot about you, including that you have a wonderful face, which you do.
Well, you have a wonderful everything. You look like you're in a magazine right now.
Well, thank you. I just came from a shoot, so...
Oh, I'm glad you had time to put on your clothes.
Listen, I have a batch of new pictures of her I'd like you to take a look at.
Has Nick talked to you about agents?
No, we're still working on the portfolio.
Oh, what about schools, lessons? Lessons for what?
I had the Carver agency in mind. What do you think about that?
Well, they're not bad. I could probably get her a better interview at mine.
Now, I really didn't think that I could ever hate anyone like I hate her. It's not a feeling I enjoy.
I know, darling.
Just have to keep thinking that this is for Kelly, and as long as you keep loving me no matter what.
Whoa, wait, honey. It's never going to come to that. No matter what Gina thinks. In fact, by tomorrow, the whole thing will probably be solved.
How can you even say that? It's not possible.
It is possible. I got 12 men working on this thing. They'll find the tape. Or they'll at least find out where it's hidden anyway. But trust me, will you? She's not going to destroy what we've waited so long for.
All right, let's go. Remember what Mr. Capel said. The sooner we find the tape, the bigger bonus. Well, that's it. Unless you got any other ideas. But Capwell is not going to be happy about this.
My. What have we here? A revival meeting behind Gina's back?
Well, I think it's just fascinating about this creature you're digging up. How long have you been interested in, now, I'm sure it has a name.
I've been interested in paleontology for about 15 years. Surprise, surprise.
Darling, who can keep up with the interests of the young? I have a hard enough time keeping up with my own.
You have interest now aside from men?
And I'm gonna have to get me some.
That means Alexander's out of the picture?
Totally extinct, I'm afraid. Just like your dinosaur.
Oh, another uncle bites the dust. Should have guessed. Why else would you be here, a concerned parent?
I don't need any excuse to be concerned about you, baby. And I'll be the first to admit I don't have the world's best track record when it comes to romance. Anyone special in your life just now?
Not now. I was seeing a guy that I worked with at the station, but I lost interest.
Well, how come? Was he homely? Or maybe he just didn't have the education you received.
Mother, you know, I really don't think we should get into the relative merits of the men we've known. One of us can't afford it.
Darling, you simply have to get over this antagonism of yours. It wears me out.
Oh, don't feel you have to stay and fatigue yourself.
Jane, guess who I just met? Oh, hi. Very nice to meet you.
Alice, this is my mother.
Well, hello, Alice.
Oh, you're the one who knew my mother.
That's right. My, what a beautiful girl you've grown up to be.
Oh, thank you very much. So have you.
Aren't you charming? Maybe I ought to put you to work sweetening up my little Jane Louise here.
Jane Louise?
$11 Getting tired? Come on, let's go home.
No, I don't want to go back to the house if she's still there.
If she is, I'll throw her out. Come on.
The couple. Afraid we have bad news.
What happened? What happened?
We tore the motel room to pieces, but there was no sign of any videotape anywhere.
No keys, no combinations, no nothing to indicate that anything is there at all.
Sorry, sir.
We should have known it. Gina's too clever for us.
Come on.
Let's go, Lionel.
I'm gonna have to pace this off.
Oh, may I speak with you, please?
I really don't have time now, Julie. Have you seen Gina by any chance? I've got to talk to her.
I believe she's upstairs. I have a deed.
What are you doing? You're choking me up my phone.
Mind your way, I'm sorry. I won't
You're in my way, you're in my house. Don't you realize that, Lionel?
Well, I'm just setting
Get out of my house.
Excuse me if you let me explain. In paragraph 10, there's a clause that states anything of historical...
Get out of my face. What are you doing here?
What she's trying to say is that we have the legal right to excavate. And by my calculations, the head of the sewer pipe should be just under the...
Get out! Get out! Get out of my house! Get out of my house! I'll shoot you for trespassing!
Stay here.
Get down here, damn it!
You don't have to be so rough with me.
More than you deserve. I'll be rough with you anytime I want. Give me the damn papers.
What are you gonna do, Dan?
Sign away 6 months of my life. I'm going to sign Gina's marriage contract. Probably worse than selling my soul to the devil.
Julia Wainwright.
Hi, it's very nice to meet you.
And Caroline, please. It's a great pleasure to meet you, too.
Caroline, I believe we met once in Washington.
Really? I'm afraid I'm terrible about names and faces and dates.
Oh, that's all right. I am, too.
And this is Lionel Lockridge. We talked to him on the phone.
Delighted.
It's a great pleasure.
My mother was just leaving. She's had an exhausting trip, and she needs to rest. She's not as strong as she used to be anymore.
Oh, Jane, what a thing to say. But I should be going. This little apartment here of mine hasn't been lived in for ages. I hate to see what I'm going to find.
Oh, I've checked all on it. It's all right.
Oh, that's my girl.
Well, come and visit us often. Jane is here fairly often, as I've mentioned.
But I do hope she's being a help, not a nuisance.
Mother,
She's invaluable.
your taxi's waiting.
You're right. Well, until again, Lionel. Julia? Alice, hope to see you again soon.
Thank you very much.
You call me now soon. All right.
Let's try this again. What exactly are you doing?
I wanted to talk to Gina privately.
Oh, really? So you thought you'd come through the window and bust up her place?
Look, I've told you twice already. It had nothing to do with this.
And that's twice I haven't believed you.
You're not district attorney anymore, Mr. Timmons. You can't have me arrested.
Ooh, you know, you're getting pretty brassy since your boyfriend got my job. You're after Gina. She has something to do with what you're looking for. It's been that way from the beginning, isn't it?
You checked me out before. You didn't find anything, did
Try
you?
again.
Go right ahead. But you'd be better off looking out for your own interest where Gina's concerned. She doesn't deserve your loyalty.
You know something I don't know.
That's right.
No, wait.
What now?
Well, Mason forgot to include the declaration clause of the fidelity package.
Fidelity pack? What are we talking, marriage or insurance?
We're talking both, Buster. Start writing.
I'm an attorney, Gina, not a secretary.
Get a pencil. Take this down. I, C.C. Capwell, will renounce publicly my engagement to Miss Sophia Armati. And I will declare publicly through the papers and the media my undying love, trust, and adoration for Gina Capwell. Yes, I think that ought to do it. Oh, you can spruce it up a little later on.
Everything synthesized and distilled like an elixir of love, so to speak.
Thank you, Gina. You just done me a great favor.
How so?
Well, that last little paragraph you added kind of added a dash of water on my face. I must have been out of my senses to want to sign this thing, huh? I'll never marry you. I don't want you in sickness or in health or until Chapter 11, us two part. I don't want you at all. And you know what? I won't have you. And threats? Well, no threats. Our marriage is going to go on as scheduled.